She said I'm 50-50 from last night to this morning to literally 2 seconds ago.
I feel like standing there and saying, I want to get to know you both. Yeah, you're still trying to line both. Could come across as a bit shady or playing.
If Stand on Business was a couple, then it would be Liv and Hakeem. I hope they stay together. They are now my front runners. They are now entering, my favorite Hall of Fame because of the fact that they stood on business. The way they addressed in front of everybody, the way they addressed people that were stringing them along, Rob and Hannah. Oh my God, I'm here for that. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, Season 6, Episode 3. Why does it seem like the participants on Love Island US are more concerned about staying in the villa than they are about sort of creating a connection? Because every time somebody's partner is chatting to someone, they're constantly monitoring them. How long have they been chatting for? They need to stop. I don't want him to chat to my partner. I don't want. And it's like, it's not your choice what happens, really. It's not your choice. It's your partner's choice to decide who they want to chat to. So you can either sit there and wait your turn and wait for your partner to make a decision, or you can keep it moving. I actually loved the conversation between Jaina and Connor. I didn't expect their conversation to go that well. And so I was pleasantly surprised with how well that conversation went. I was pleasantly surprised with how excited they both were. They spoke about things with substance. They spoke about reading and how they both love reading and the type of books that they love to read as well. And which was different to his conversations with Kayla. I think with Kayla is the idea, or she's the type of girl that he normally dates. So he's chasing this fantasy, this thing that he likes. Whereas if he were to look for a substantial sort of connection with someone that could lead somewhere, I think Jaina would be it for him because they seem to have a lot more in common. My only concern for Jaina is I hope it doesn't end up being the same situation with Serenity and Tyler, whereby Serenity was Tyler's all and then suddenly he just turned, or even it happened with Destiny as well with what's his name I forgot, Harrison. He seemed all in on Destiny and then suddenly switched. So I hope the same thing doesn't happen to Jaina if she does pick this guy. You have Hakeem and Hannah. Hakeem and Hannah are smitten. Their conversations go on forever and ever. And Kendall is worried because he doesn't understand what's going on and he's really anxious. And it makes me question, are you anxious because you really like this girl, or are you anxious because you don't want to be the first person to go home? Which is it? Make it make sense. I don't get it. You have Rob and Leah come back from their kiss. That connection, I don't get it as well. I really don't get the substance to that. I said it before. I think Leah is going to be the Courtney of this season. She gives me Courtney vibes, so I have an impression that she's going to be that. You have the OG guys sort of worried about their girls and the conversations that they're having with the bombshells. You had Koi sort of concerned that, Jaina had a very long conversation with Connor. You had Kendall concerned as well about the length of the conversation between Hakeem and Hannah. And it's like, you just have to sit there and just wait and see what happens. And then in those bedrooms are too tight because once the islanders get ready for bed and they're in bed, you have Kendall. I think he was trying to sort of mark his territory the way he was kissing Hannah. And you had Serena had to say, no, that's enough. That's enough. If you continue to kiss, I'm going to sleep outside. And it's like, hey, allow them to be. Let them enjoy themselves. They're on Love Island anyway. I don't know. I really don't know. Serena, I don't think Cordell is it for her. I know that's her type of guy, but I think she needs to look for something different. If another bombshell comes in, she needs to make a beeline for them. Cordell, I can see tears coming. I can see she's going to be what's her name? Kayla. I always forget their names from last season, who was played by her guy, if she's not careful. In the morning, there's no debriefs. Well, there is some sort of conversations that take place. I wouldn't call that a debrief. And if you've been here, I hate debriefs because I think it's just people going around in circles about the same topic. So I'm happy that there was none of that. But then you had a surprise sort of connection that came up between Liv and Hakeem. That was interesting. They both seem very active physically. They both seem to get one another. I liked how relaxed they were. Aussies make me nervous after Harrison from last season, what he did to Destiny. So I'm like, But they seem to be in a good space. They seem to really have a lot in common. I'm happy that they're both open to getting to know one another, just because Hakim hasn't shown his hand, but the problem is Liv went for someone and then that person turned their back on her. So I think she's really trying to find a connection with somebody else. And I'm surprised that none of the other guys, the OG guys, are interested in pursuing anything with her. They've sort of shut her down, which is like, how can you all be shut down? This is episode 3. This is the first week. Make it make sense. I liked the conversation between Jaina and Connor. They seem to be actually connecting as well. But I'm still anxious. I'm still nervous because, as we know, we've seen the history of Love Island and women of certain ethnic groups. So I hope, this doesn't happen this season, especially after the negativity that followed Destiny last season. So to have Koi sort of be questioning that conversation and wanting to know, why is she smiling? Why is she doing this? And it's like, well, if you're not keeping her entertained, somebody else is going to come and entertain her, because she's complaining that, she has to initiate conversations with you. Whereas when she's with Connor, it's a back and forth. Why do you want to know what they're discussing? Come up with your own chats and see if it works for you. If it works, amazing. If it doesn't, amazing. Cordell was having a conversation with Leah, and that was a surprise. I don't know whether they would really get along. I think they were just talking about family, and maybe it's a friendship vibe. So Leah got a text message to say that they'll be playing a game and they'll be finding out each other's body count. And it's like, oh, people are about to get the ick, because why would we start that as being the first challenge? Why? Seriously, why? Why do we want to out other people? This game was messy, really messy, because the boys got an idea of what sort of girl they're dealing with, in the sense that she's materialistic, she sleeps around and stuff. Because you had the first question also about spending, and Hannah is the one who spent the least, and I think Kayla is the one who spent the most, because she spent 5,000, and it's like, wow. And then with the body count, the lowest were Liv and Serena, but the highest, I think, was Janae. She had 22. And I didn't like the snarky remarks that Koi was making, the fact that you were saying she's a liar. And it's like, seriously, it's not that deep. If you sit down with her and she can clarify to you what she meant by 22 body count, you don't need to humiliate her like that. They had conversations, obviously. The last one was, what's a high body count for you, for your man? And Serena said 30, I think, and Jaina said infinity. So it's interesting, the responses people gave. I don't know whether they gave responses to sort of brag or whether they were giving honest answers. It will be interesting to see what happens when they have conversations with their partners afterwards. The boys' bit was interesting in the sense that they were asked about body counts, the expectations for their partner and their individual body counts. And I think Koi was the one with the highest. I think he had 150, and everybody was actually pleasantly surprised that Hakim had one of the lowest body counts. And then they asked about ghosting people, and then that's when, what's his name, Cordell felt the need to let everybody know that his brother is a celebrity, and people are always chasing him because they want his brother, blah 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 blah. And it's like, that's not the right time to name drop. I don't think he should have done it that way. I think he should have found a better way, because now all the girls can talk about is the fact that his brother is a celebrity, and it seems Hannah has a crush on Odell Beckham. So this is what the girls were not talking about, even though they said, oh, that shows he's humble because he didn't come in and brag about it. And it's like, I don't think so. I think any girl that comes in the villain now will be chasing him because of who his brother is, and the fans that are going to support him are mainly going to be his brother's fans if his brother asks them to vote for him. So I don't know whether that's a good look. And given the fact that Koi was complaining about Janae's body count, for him to have 150, it doesn't make sense. That's even worse than Aaron with 75, because it's like, do you remember all 150 of them? And so it was then surprising when people sort of went to discuss what the boys' expectations were of their partner. And you see the people with the highest body counts are the ones who want their girls to have the lowest body count. And it's like, make that make sense. If you don't want your girl to have slept around with a lot of people, don't sleep around with a lot of people yourself, because otherwise you are sleeping with the number of people she slept with, she's sleeping with the number of people you slept with, so both body counts are still going to go up. Then, after the game, the girls had a chat, and you can see Janae was turned off. She got the ick from the responses that Koi gave and his reaction to her body count. I think because some of the other guys were sort of saying, oh, I put infinity because I don't care about what you've done before. That was sort of Cordell's excuse. And I like the fact that the girls encouraged Janaea to have a conversation with Koi. And Koi is being very standoffish. I think he's used to getting girls with the way he looks, and he's not used to sort of grafting anyone. And he doesn't realize that with Love Island, your looks can only get you so far before someone is turned off. So it's either you actually graft your person and make sure you're locked in, or else you're going to be in trouble. I think he thought he had found someone who would be locked in with him till the very end. So he's not interested in grafting her. He's not interested in grafting any of the other girls. And it's like, well, bombshells are going to keep coming in. And as long as they come in, you're going to have a problem, in the sense that you're going to always be vulnerable. If none of the girls see any potential with you, once you lose Janaea, you're going to struggle to find someone else who will be interested in you. Your height and your looks can only get you so far before people are turned off. So maybe you need to sort of reassess your strategy and come up with a different plan. He was saying, oh no, this is who I am, I'm going to... Nah, you need to do better. Okay, I stand Hakeem and Liv, because I want people that stand on business. I don't want people who are two-faced. I don't want people who are, oh, I'm still thinking. I am here. That's my favorite couple so far. I just want it to be known. Anyway, so Ariana Maddox arrives because there's a recoupling. The couples gather around the fire pit. And so the first one to stand up is Serena. Was she ever going to let Cordell go? No. One, he's her type. Two, he's revealed that his brother is a celebrity. So add that 1 + 1 is 2. There's nothing else to say about that. They do get along, but I don't think it's good for her long term. But hey, it is what it is. Next up, we had Kayla. Kayla, are we surprised with who she chose? No, because she said she didn't like her kisses with Connor. She felt that her kisses with Aaron were better, and so that's who she went for. That's amazing. Next up is Hannah. Hannah chose Kendall. Are we surprised? Maybe, just because she kept keeping Hakeem on the fence and she kept stringing him along. So it would have been nice had she been honest. Anyway, then you have Liv. Liv stands up, and Liv was fuming already because after the girls got ready, Liv went outside to the terrace to take a picture. I think the producer sent her out. She went to take a picture. She went out with Kayla, and they saw Rob and Leah on the deck sitting and making out. So Rob has been pretending to be neutral. He's been pretending to get to know both girls when he actually knew who his choice was, and he was just stringing Liv along, I think as a backup in case Leah didn't pick him, which I don't understand why he was furious when she picked him at the start. You should have kept that attitude. You shouldn't have pretended to be bringing a toast and to be doing all these Harrison bits only. I don't trust any guy anymore on Love Island US who pretends to be Mr. Nice Guy, who pretends to bring breakfast, who pretends to be loving and caring, because they play the girls so badly. It's unbelievable. Not that I'm saying that Rob should have ended up with Liv, no, but still the way he handled it was incorrect. So Liv had a conversation. She played a game with Hakeem, so she chose Hakeem, and she made it known that she stands on business and she wants a man who stands on business. So the two of them sitting alike, Hannah and Rob, was entertainment gold, because how dare they string people along and then sit there and make a choice of somebody else? And Rob already knows that there's something in the water. I think it's going to be interesting to see his conversation with Liv after the recoupling ceremony. But you had Hakeem sort of speak up and say, this is unacceptable. You should have told me that you're not feeling me like that, instead of, dragging me along. So hopefully Liv and Hakeem address their issues with other people and then come together as a united force, because I think they will be amazing as a couple. I want them to address their issues, but I also want them to not go overboard whereby they end up alienating everybody else in the villa. So next up is Leah. Leah chooses to couple up with Rob. I think Leah's going to regret this decision. I think Rob is going to string her along. I think Rob likes Leah because he knows he can manipulate her. That's what I get. Because she gives me Courtney vibes. I've said this before. And I think he likes the idea that he can get her to do whatever he wants. As long as he performs these small little gestures, she'll be happy. She'd better be careful, because the way he treats other people is the way he's going to treat you. And that's all I have to say for her. Which then leaves Janaea. Janaea is now left with Connor and with Koi. Koi, I think, this is my impression of Koi. I think Koi is used to getting girls. And I think he's used to not having to do any work to win any girl over. And this is why he was very laid back. He didn't explore any connections with the girls. Especially, I think his ego was boosted by the fact that 3 girls stepped up for him on day 1. And instead of him trying to explore those connections with the 3 girls to see why they stepped up for him, he thought he was locked in with Jaina. And so he was not going to explore anything. He was not going to put any effort in doing anything at all. And so I think it came out of left field for him when Jaina decided to go with Connor. Do I think it's a good idea? Well, for now, I think. For now, as long as she's safe when the bombshells come in, until she gets someone that is her type, I hope she has the destiny luck whereby she's constantly being saved by the next bombshell. Because she is a good-looking girl. She is very intelligent. And I hope, if nothing else, Connor really plays his cards right. Because with Janea, he could actually get to the end. He doesn't need to be switching to someone who's really not that keen into him. I don't like the way Cordell behaved. That's just my opinion. I don't know whether it's just me, because he has no right to question her decision. How dare he ask her, can I ask why you chose him? That's not your business. Who she chose, that's not your business. She can answer Koi, yes. She can answer Connor, yes. But she doesn't owe you an explanation or a justification of why she's made a particular decision. You could still see, even at the very end, Koi, I think, is one of those very laid back people, because even when she pulled him for a chat, he was just very sort of standoffish. He comes across as very standoffish, very dismissive. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But anyway, it's sad to see him go. It's sad to see him go. I hope they bring in somebody else, but hey, and the audacity for one of the guys to say she's going to regret this decision. She would still have regretted sending Connor home, because it seemed Koi, I don't think she was either, maybe she wasn't his type, or just he didn't like her. He didn't seem to make any effort with her. So either way, she would have regretted whatever decision she made, because maybe she wasn't his type, and once his type came in, he would have left her. So either way, she would have regretted that decision. So it's up to her now to either graft Hakim, although Hakim seems to sort of like to date, the people that look like Hannah or people that look like Leah. I think that's more his speed. So I don't know. Hopefully she's safe at the next recoupling. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 2. Bye guys.